Good father.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Just Talk Show. We in the building tonight. We got all the fellas. We got JR. We got Just Talk MJ. We got the professor. We got AJ. We got everybody in the building. Y'all see the thumbnail. We're gonna be discussing these prophecies going on. We got this cat, Brandon Bricks. He's been making a lot of accurate prophecies lately. We're gonna discuss tonight: is prophecy real? Is he accurate, or is he just making an educated guess? Let's get into the video. We're gonna scroll through a couple of his prophecies he made.
We plead the blood of Jesus over Tennessee, over Nashville. Very interesting. Father, I thank you, Lord, that you're rising up. And Las Vegas, over Las Vegas, Father, I just seen a glimpse of Vegas. Oh, are these all on the same day? I pray over Las Vegas, Lord. Oh, it is. I just seen a glimpse of New Orleans, Bourbon Street. It is an attack simultaneously. When people are distracted, wushta, they put with drinking, much drinking in these areas, with intoxication in these areas, on these streets that I'm seeing. There's people that are very intoxicated. Their senses are not alerted for what's happening. Now, in these areas are picked. There's bars. It's not as strong in New Orleans as Tennessee and Nevada, as Tennessee and in Las Vegas, as Nashville and Las Vegas, the party scene. There's something about New Orleans, but it's not as strong as what I see about these two places. There's something more. It's like what?
Suicide.
Yeah, so he predicted. He did bring up Nashville, but hey, if you ask me, man, if he said Bourbon Street, that's real, and Las Vegas, that's real. Spot on. We can go ahead before we get into the discussion. I'm gonna play a couple more about the Trump assassination and Justin Trudeau resignation. That's a big one too. Just talk show.
This bullet flew by his ear and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. He fell to his knees during this time frame and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. People say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming. The Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges and through the law and all these people trying to sue him and all this stuff, but there would be a stop to it, and there things would start to break free come toward the fall. And then I saw him winning the election through the Patriots coming out and voting, and then there will be a great economy crash, worse than the Great Depression.
There you have it. He also predicted the spot on the ear. I mean, come on, this all happened before this prophecy was before all these events occurred. And one more that was spot on to Justin Trudeau. Just talk.
I saw Justin Trudeau, and I saw him being removed from his position.
Justin Trudeau's 9 years as Canadian Prime Minister is coming to an end. Today, he announced he will step down as the leader of the governing Liberal Party.
I saw the people of Canada interceding for the Canadian government, for their land. And the Lord said there would be great change, and there would be a dividing line between the far left and the far right, and you will see a rising up.
Well, there you have it, guys. Justin Trudeau, I know y'all, a lot of y'all might be familiar with him. He's the prime minister. This happened, his prediction was about a couple days, maybe to a week before he actually resigned. So it was kind of like, whispers in the wind about it. But, is it true? Is it all going down? This is Just Talk Show. Let's get into it. What y'all think about these prophecies, fellas? Is this man a charlatan? Or is he real?
What's going on, everybody? It's Just Talk AJ. I believe the guy got something to say. I mean, you never know, man. He might be a time traveler. You know, I've been seeing stuff online about it. Got people from certain points of the years, 2154. You never know. He might be a time traveler. He might just, hey, the guy just might have that intuition, guys. You never know. That's how I see it. That's my take on that.
Right. The floor open. Let's go on here from MJ. I know you got a lot to say on this topic, man. What you think? Just talk.
What up, man? No, actually, man, I ain't got much to say on it, man. But I just say, welcome to the new world, man, the new age. You people are starting to get their powers, bro. And if you spiritual, and you living right, you're gonna start maybe getting psychic powers, remote viewing powers, clairvoyance, being able to do things, and hear things and see things and all that stuff. But I don't want to go too deep because people say there's a lot of spooky stuff and they be thinking that some of these things are not going to occur. But when you got this guy, and then you may have more people that'll come out that'll do it. Plus, one thing I always say that's always been there is our women's intuition. It's always been there. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess a lot of these things lie dormant within people, and at some point, if you're strong enough, or if you are given the right to have that power, you'll get it. That's all I got to say.
All right, interesting take. Professor, I see you in the house, man. You had an interesting take. You were gonna say what you were saying, a clock, dead clock right twice a day. What you were saying?
I like that. That's good. What's up? World? The professor in the house. Just talk. You know what I'm saying? Up in the building, Mississippi, Jacktown. Thank you for inviting me on in. I just want to say, yeah, you can say a broke clock is right twice a day. This cat, it really don't matter where you're from and all that crap. As far as when he was making his alleged or so-called predictions or whatnot, I'm not down there, man. I mean, look, the information as far as with New Orleans, they knew in 2017 from a FBI report that Bourbon Street was a potential terrorist area, and so they put up what they call bollards to stop cars from being able to drive through, because you have a lot of people, a lot of pedestrians that are out there walking. The thing is, in 2019 and stuff like that, since then, the failure of upkeep has taken place. And we see failure of upkeeps in just simple-minded stuff like fire extinguishers. How many people look at their fire extinguishers and check the months and dates and make sure that joint full, even know how to use it, really? But getting back to the point of with the New Orleans aspect, I mean, it was a known thing that New Orleans was on the hit list. The thing he predicted, as far as he kept saying, I don't have a real feeling about New Orleans. Like, come on, bro. Like whatever. Then going back to the Trump prediction, with him shooting at going past the ear, busting the eardrum. Look, I seen the shots. I do know that this is a fact. Donald Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. I do know that WWE is, worldwide entertainment, or better known as WWF, where it's fake fighting. We call it wrestling. Real quick, if he's in the fake fighting, is an actor basically. I mean, one of the biggest actors that's out right now is The Rock. Right now, and The Rock, we know, started his roots in WWE, where he learned how to act. So this man, when he got grazed on the ear and somebody else died, I mean, somebody did die.
All the act, though, huh? It's all the act.
Hey,
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, man. It's a hell of an act, man. We got dead bodies. Sir. We got 2 dead people, 4 people shot, and we actually got a picture of the bullet.
But you know what?
Ear, but
your views are your views, sir.
My views are my views. What I'm saying is, I'm looking at it like this. We see a bullet. We all seen 9/11. We lived through 9/11. I put it that way. So we know that there is actors in place. You have spoke about the deep state.
Whoa! I can't let you make it. You said there's actors in place on 9/11, man. I mean, let's not be disrespectful to all the people that died. What are you saying, bro?
There were actors. There was some actors that was in place.
What?
I'm gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna go
You
into that.
sound a little bit like Sandy Hook, man.
So you
better watch yourself.
I say he's sounding more and more like Alex Jones.
You better watch yourself, man.
No. There was some things that was. Do you have a 9/11 commission report?
Look here, man.
I'm just asking.
What I would ask you to do is to frame it in the right way. Go ahead and paint the picture in the right way, because I agree. I agree with you. I'll put it like this. I agree with you in there, and that it was some conspiracy maybe been going on with the 9/11. Yes, of course, but not in the way that you may be suggesting here. You talking like it was some actors that, you know, like people just didn't die and stuff. Like,
no.
That's what I'm saying. I need to hear you paint that picture. But also, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on for a second. I'm gonna let you go. Man, we talking about the prophecy kid, bro. You went into whole little soliloquy here, bro. Go ahead though. Shit.
No, what I'm saying, look, we know people died on 9/11. That's a fact. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about on the 9/11 aspect. And that's a different topic that can be held on a different day. That's my response to the 9/11. And like I said, it's not saying people didn't die on 9/11. A lot of people died on 9/11. And a lot of people died because of 9/11. But going back into this guy, all I'm saying is I think this guy is a paid actor who's out there. You know, what was he speaking in tongues? Did he do that right then on?
Yeah, see, I don't mean to interrupt you again, bro. I got to get you back from last week, but I gotta agree with you on that a little bit, man. It did kind of seem like SG, just to push back a little bit, man. That's the only thing that seemed like, man, are these dates correct? And, you know, like the before and the after, like you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much time. I know we want to hear from CJ before we do our lightning round, but it's on this YouTube channel, man. These videos have been uploaded on this YouTube channel to this day, on months before these events happen and weeks before these events happen. And when you got stuff specific, it's the air and get up and rise up, and
I'm gonna have to check it out.
You know, and when you got stuff like he's saying, on the same day, ISIS terrorist attack. He even went in and said it was ISIS and it's attacking Las Vegas. Yeah, he did say Tennessee, but you know what I mean. Come on, man. These are and then Trudeau
And
resigning. Nobody's saying Trudeau resigning, man.
Yeah.
It's okay to okay to speak in tongues, man. But I just, you know, to me, it's a certain part of Pentecost that, you know, that allows you a certain denomination that allows you to do that. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But you know,
hey, I'm not knocking nobody's religion on that.
It said in the Bible, in the Acts, book of Acts, that when the Holy Spirit was released, people started speaking in tongues. So that's a common Christian thing.
It's a certain time frame, though. Did you read the whole chapter, or you read one verse? Because we ain't going in that.
Man, come on, man. You're talking to a scholar here, sir.
All right, bro. Go ahead. Ray, go ahead and finish it. We do gotta let CJ go. My bad.
I was gonna say this, yeah. I'm gonna say this. Look, because y'all touched about Trudeau. Trudeau had already made some mistakes in Canada that was detrimental prior to Trump winning office or anything of that nature. So it's some other issues going on with Trudeau, which Trudeau had to step down, and it is what it is. Now that prediction of him saying it was going to be this year, everybody knew that when Trump got in office, that Trump, one of his major targets was going to be coming at Prime Minister Trudeau in regards to using leverage when it came to the terrorists. That's really what it came down.
So you saying you anticipated him stepping down?
If Kamala would have won, he wouldn't step down. But since Donald Trump
won, sir.
I'm answering that. I'm answering it. This is how I'm answering it. I'm answering it this way. If Kamala would have won, then he wouldn't have stepped down. If Donald Trump won, so that man is stepping down because of the relationship that he already had prior to with Donald Trump. You got to remember.
Okay, so
he's been a prime minister for 10 years. He's been a prime minister for 10 years. 4 of those years was Donald Trump was a president prior. So he already had a relationship where he knew it wasn't going to be successful for Canada's best interest if their largest export and import partner raises the prices, it'll throw you into a fucking recession. So
all right, well,
down.
The professor, he's pretty intelligent, and and I guess he's right. He knew that Trudeau was gonna step down. I mean, didn't nobody else know it in the whole country, but him and his prophecy dude. But
yeah,
I guess it was all writing on the wall. What you think? Well, we don't want to hold the floor up too much from CJ. We'll get back with you, Professor. CJ, what you think about these course of events, man? This man a charlatan? Is he on to something? Is prophecy real?
Well, I'm gonna say this: Mr. Trudeau is not the first person to come down with predictions that have become true. If you look back at the time of a person called Nostradamus, he had so many accurate predictions that I think we should be talking about him rather than Mr. Trudeau. But with recent times going on, yeah.
I don't mean to interject, but the guy name is Brandon Biggs. Trudeau was the prime minister, but I just wanted to clear it up for the audience. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Biggs. I want to give him all his props, but Mr. Biggs is not the first person to come along and pick something right, my guy. Nostradamus did that several hundred years ago, and without the use of any computers or this modern technology that Mr. Ben is privileged to these days. So, you know, if you go through and you look through your spiritual manuals, you'll realize that celestial bodies and the skies are there for signs. So if you are in tune with what you're supposed to be in tune with, you might be on a frequency high enough to be able to pick up on some of these things that Mr. Ben is picking up on as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that he is just a one token guy. This is something that has been going on for years and years, and he would not be the last person or prophet to predict something that's coming. Was he pretty accurate? 2 out of 3 is not bad, but it's not all of the places that he said something would occur at, and in the time frame he said that it would occur in. But so just to say it, yes, I believe in prophets, and I believe in people that can see, have clairvoyance to see something down the road. I myself ran into an incident myself where me and my colleague were talking about something, and I said it'd probably be best for you to go left. They chose to go right, and then when they met that obstacle, they were like, "Hindsight is 2020," but they said, "Hey, man, I wish I had listened to you on the forefront because you saw something I didn't see." I'm not saying I'm Mr. Ben. I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus, but clairvoyancy is there for people that are open their mind to it and make sure your channel is on. So that's my take on that.
All right, CJ, real quick, what that brings to my mind, just talking, Jay. Those who have eyes to see will see. Those who have ears to listen will hear it, bro. I know I ain't quoted right, but y'all know where I got that from. Go
So,
ahead.
I mean, that's an interesting take. My take on it is, man. Yes, it prophecy does exist. I've been studying remote viewing. Some people call them psychics. Even the grandmamas and the old like woman's intuition. Everybody used to say it's true. And when you study quantum physics and stuff, everything is all happening at one time, like we were referring to on the other show. Man, physics has been proven that psychic abilities and stuff is real. We got stuff like telepathy. There's a new podcast out called the Telepathy Tapes, where they got kids that can't speak that has autism, and then they got their mom in one room and them in another room, and they might show their mom a color, and these autistic kids are
Show
picking
up.
the right color. They picking like it's a groundbreaking podcast study that's going on right now. They picking like 9 out of 10 times right. You know what I mean? Because I guess they're on the spectrum. They use more percentage of their brain. So remote viewing. The CIA and the U.S. Army has been studying this stuff for years with project what is it project what was it
Insight.
Stargate, all this stuff. Yeah, Stargate and all this with the Monroe Institute. So it's evidence that it's something here, fellas. Even throughout the Bible, you have all the prophets, Ezekiel and and all the prophets that prophesied coming up. So I think the man is on, man, and man, when you say stuff like it's all anybody can say, man, Trump gonna get assassinated, but when you say stuff like he gonna fall down and rise up, when you say stuff like it's two simultaneous attacks on the same day, one in Las Vegas, one on Bourbon Street. Come on, man, the percentages of this you being accurate on that is it's real out there, man. I mean, we can dismiss this guy, but I think we might have the real deal here, fellas.
I think we have.
In response,
I'm sorry. My bad.
no, go ahead.
I think we have a guy that's out here that's making sure people sticking to the script. He's just putting out the script just like the movies say. You know what I'm saying? And you got the actors that's putting the show together. All I'm saying is, one saying that kind of relates to what Marcus what MJ was talking about was see with your eyes, but believe half what you see, and hear with your ears, and believe half what you hear. Some degree like that.
And
I think that's how that goes.
that ain't what he said, but we understand what you're saying. That's a whole nother saying.
Yeah, but
yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Professor. Do you believe in prophecy or psychic abilities? Do you think that's a real phenomenon?
I believe it is there, but I believe that you got people that know that you have real facts, like the Bible itself. If you want to refer to that when we referring to Ezekiel and things of that nature, but you have people that know what the intent and the actual message of the Bible is, and will take things out of context to fit a narrative that they want to fit. And people do it all the time, and it's manipulation. So these acts did take place in New Orleans and in Las Vegas, but we talked about these two things being separate in regards of one was a suicide, both were suicides. Let's be clear, both were suicides. One had more planning, the other was more on the spot Johnny. On the spot Johnny only really hurt himself, and wasn't a loss of life except for him. The other guy took on the lapse of the bollards that we're talking about, because it was already identified back in 2017 that these bollards by the FBI saying, hey, look, we need to put something in place because Bourbon Street has a high volume of people that are subjected to being attacked, not by bombs or gunshots, but by cars because of the driving ability when you got Bourbon Street.
Okay, yeah, you said that earlier. You said that earlier. That's an interesting point. But let me ask you this: probability-wise, what is the probability of somebody predicting that it'd be simultaneous attacks in Las Vegas and on Bourbon Street on the same day? If you can throw out a number, what would you say the probability would be?
His accuracy by what he said was 67%.
That wasn't the question, sir.
That's the answer to the question. Your question is the probability. What your probability ended up equaling to is that he was 67% right out of 2 out of 3 on the same day. Okay.
No, that's ratio. That's ratio. We talking about
the ratio, but that's what the probability played out.
Well, how probability go is it's
that's a million and one odds.
Yeah, it is a million and one odds. It'll be two simultaneous. Right. Hold on, let me finish. 3. It is probably more than that million and one odds that it'd be two simultaneous terrorist attacks, and you predict a Pacific Street and a Pacific City on the same day. That's a million, probably more than that one odds, sir. And for you to do that 3 or 4 different times, come on, man. Now we can't just cause is it just cause he's a Trump supporter that you're not going with him? If he was Nancy Pelosi, you'd probably be thinking he knew that new thing since Pepsi.
And look, it's not even me that had to bring that up. I didn't know he was a Trump supporter. I'm calling.
I don't think he is either. I'm just thinking. Okay. You just being a.
I'm just saying. I'm saying exactly what the person is. I'm saying that if all of a sudden he's speaking in tongues And we look, tongues were given at a certain specific time, at a specific place. Okay, and when the person that was speaking in tongues, they didn't know what they were saying. This guy has practiced it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying on that part. And when I see somebody practice something and then turn around and do it in the meaning that it's not supposed to be, it's like, okay, that's just how I have to view it. I gotta stand on my principles. I can't stand on false on saying. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stand on my principles. I can't stand on saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna build a house. I just can't.
I mean, man, we all came up in the church, man. We all seen a bunch of people speaking tongues. I've been to Pentecostal churches and everything, so it's not really that abnormal to me. I don't ostracize a person because they speak in tongues. But we got CJ in the building, man. We want to go ahead and hear from his take. You know what I mean? We want to go ahead and let everybody get their spiel out before we conclude this episode. So let's hear from CJ and MJ, and we give our final takes.
Well, my take on the speaking of tongues, that's something that has to have an interpreter. And if somebody is speaking in tongues and there's no interpreter, I don't believe it's true speaking in tongues. That's just my takeaway from that perspective. The about Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben can be a true foreseer because, like I told you, if you have the discernment to understand a situation, you can see a little bit further down the road than somebody else can. I'm not talking about with physical eyes. I'm talking about with understanding and just from experience in your own life. So by him being accurate on two of these three events, hey, I take my hat out to the guy. I wish he could have got it out to more viewers and possibly would have had less casualties.
Straight up, straight up. MJ, we want to go ahead and give a final take, and then I wanted to say a little something else about some other future prediction you got, and then we'll let Ray take us out. I know he wanted to mention the fires, California.
So I ain't even hear you, bro. Go ahead and y'all do what y'all do, bro. I'm over here chilling right quick on some more shit right quick, man. Y'all do what y'all do, man. It was an interesting take everybody had. I did hear y'all speaking about that speaking in tongues and stuff, man. But you know but like I said, man, if you real, you real. If you fake, you fake. That dude seems to be like he could be in between. I ain't gonna judge him for being fake because like they said, you got 2 out of 3. You know what I'm saying? So and then if he a religious man, he a religious man. I ain't gonna be judgmental of a religious man. Let him do his thing. And if he got a speaking tongue to prophesy, let him do what he do. But as far as we go, like CJ said, bro, we can all do the same stuff. All you got to do is just get your spirit right in a sin. Y'all go ahead,
Right. Right. All right. So one last thing I wanted to bring to the viewers' attention, and here at the Just Talk Show, we don't do any fear mongering. I know I went off with the whole drone thing and everything about the nuclear bombs, and maybe I might be doing a little fear mongering here. So take all this with a grain of salt. But one of his most latest predictions that he did and you can go to this guy's YouTube channel. His name is Brandon Biggs, and name of his YouTube channel is I think it's Life After Death or Afterlife or something like that. But I'm pretty sure you can look it up. It'll pop up, populate. But he did do a prediction saying that it's going to be an explosion. It's going to be a truck bomb attack in Washington D.C. And we know we got this inauguration coming up. So I want everybody to put their head on the swivel. We're going to pray that this doesn't happen. I don't want to be right in these things. They're saying that nobody going to get bombed and attacked. But if the guys predicted, right these couple of times, maybe we need to warn the FBI and everybody keep this keep that in their minds as they traveling out here. They got a lot of events coming up in Washington D.C. They got the President Jimmy Carter funeral procession. They got the inauguration on the 27th. They have I think Trump is trying to hold a rally, a victory rally for all the MAGA supporters, and so it's a bunch of stuff going on out there. Of course, anybody can say, "Hey, it's a target. it's gonna be hit and anything like this. But if we see a truck bomb in the style that he predicted, and you can go to a YouTube channel and see his prediction yourself. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm not doing any fear mongering. We want everybody to pray for peace and everybody to still go out and support and do whatever they do. We're not gonna live in fear. But hey, we got prophets out here, modern day prophets out here. We should listen. You know what I mean? But that's my take on that without doing any fear mongering. Any final response,
SG,
and then we'll let Ray take it out.
SG, I want to just make one thing clear to the viewers. I used to drive 18 wheelers, and they don't let big rigs into Washington D.C. So
Yeah. Well, he on his prophecy. I don't know. I don't know if you watched it or not. I didn't include that went into the videos because I didn't want to do too much fear mongering. But he said it was going to be a dump truck filled with fertilizer and stuff like that. So it was going to be fortified where they can like bust through barricades. So interesting. Hopefully it doesn't happen. We're gonna pray for peace. You know what I mean? We don't ever want to encourage or give anybody no ideas. But hey, we have seen these acts happen before. With the new administration coming in, there's terrorists on the heightened alert, and the deep state. You never know what they up to. If they funding Al Qaeda, you never know. Allegedly or whatever. But we're not gonna fear monger here at the Just Talk Show. We hope everything be peaceful transition to power, and everybody stay safe. Now I'm gonna get a flow to Ray because we wanted to give a shout out to everybody in Cali. Go ahead, Mr. Professor.
Yeah, thank you for that segue. Just real brief. Yeah, we don't want to see any loss of life at all, and that's with all seriousness. I do smile a lot, but I'm dead serious about that. We don't want to see any loss of life, whether you a Trump supporter or you a Harris supporter, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you are. If you're an American, that's what we about. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff that we go through is self-projectory, and we do stuff on the wrong reasons. And it's the one thing that you got to look back at. It was a great song that was saying, "Look, you better face that person in the mirror." You know what I'm saying? It was called "Man in the Mirror," but you still got to face that person in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like what's coming back to you, you can only do something to change that. But getting to these wildfires in California, very horrific. In Los Angeles, right? The earlier read I saw was that the fire department, or the firefighters rather, are at 0% containment. Now that number may have increased by the time of this particular broadcast, but that's rough. And these fires are just jumping over to house or dead debris, and this is fueling the fire. They got 100-mile-per-hour wind. You know what I'm saying? Taking this fire from one spot to the next spot, and it's crazy. People are leaving their cars, with fear of their life. I mean, which fire is hot. I don't know if you ever been past a fire, a house burning down or something like that, and been close to it. I remember a time when I was driving down Capitol Street, and everybody can relate, and this will be real quick. I'm driving down Capitol Street, and I'm close to Road of Remembrance. I'm right there by Road of Remembrance in the A1 gas station. It was a house that was on fire right there on Capitol Street. I'm all the way in. I'm going towards Clinton, so I'm going west, right? And on the opposite side of the street is a house on fire. And I mean, I'm in my car with the window down, and I'm like, it's 90 degrees in the car, 100 degrees in the car, and I'm that far away. So just imagine what these people are going through, in regards of trying to put these fires out, trying to save some properties, trying to save lives. Unfortunately, so far we've heard of 2 lost lives. There may be more, but even 2 is enough. So just
Professor,
families.
Professor, tell the people about when you was in your dump truck and it caught a fire.
Oh yeah. I was driving in my dump truck, caught a fire. I was in Jackson, and I was getting ready to get myself onto the interstate, but luckily I was in the neighborhood, and I was able to react and see the smoke that was coming into my cabin. I got out, looked. It was a small fire. I'm talking about just small buds of fire. I mean, just small, like 3 of them. But it was on like the oil line. I grabbed everything I could out of the truck that was mine, and called the fire department. They came out. I'm talking about it was like it's about 5 minutes between the phone call and them coming out, but the truck was already gone. I'm talking about within 45 seconds, the truck was engulfed in flames. I'm talking about thick black smoke of flames. But it's different with a diesel gasoline than it is with fuel for a car, because that's combustible. So you put fire next to a gasoline car, you're gonna have instant combustion. With a diesel, it's different. Now, if that diesel truck is carrying, gasoline fuel, then that's a whole different ball game. But luckily, I was just carrying like dirt and sand, and I had an empty load. So, but it was a situation, and everybody don't be able to react, think quick, But you got to remember, you got a purpose here. If you're able to hit this podcast, you have a purpose, and so utilize your purpose.
Yeah, straight up, man. We want to shout out to everybody out there in Cali, man. People out there in Hawaii. And this is a rabbit hole episode, so it's interesting that all the insurance companies took fire or wildfire off of their insurance right before this happened. I don't know if y'all heard that in the news, but that is a real occurrence, and maybe they were psychic too or something, or I guess. But this is Just Talk Show. You know what I'm saying? We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Start your YouTube account. Subscribe to us. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for almost coming on a year now, guys. We go ahead and trying to hit those subscribers and get monetized out here. We ain't big, but we dropping these jewels for y'all now. We need y'all to hit that button. If you're watching this show to the end and you ain't subscribed, you're doing wrong. But other than that, peace out.
Jacktown, one time. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let's get it. We appreciate all y'all. All the support.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Bring it to us. We love that. We love y'all.
Just Talk Show. Top notch till I drop. Your brother not you out. And that new block. We out this thing.